Hey friends, welcome to the Music Makers Show, a professional live show for music makers and artists. I want you to become inspired and motivated by my story and journey as an artist. In my live show, you will get to see what is going on behind the scenes in the daily life of a music composer and sound designer. Learn from watching behind the scenes content. Be inspired by watching me do all the creative work behind the music, the sounds, the videos, etc. Gain knowledge and new ideas by watching me do the marketing, promotion and business side of music. Get motivated by watching me test new plugins, effects, sample libraries and all kinds of gear and software. This is a live show where I share all aspects of my professional journey and story as a music composer and sound designer. And you are very welcome to take a seat and enjoy the show. Please join the community in the chat to make new connections and friends. There are only 3 basic rules. Be positive, friendly and encouraging. Welcome to the Music Makers Show. I'm Mike, sharing my story, and you rock, my friends.
Click the subscribe button and feel the power.
Alright, I think I am live now. And this is my second live stream in my brand new professional live show called The Music Makers Show. And the last time I tested all the audio and video settings to YouTube. Now I am trying this new service called Joycaster to stream to YouTube and Twitch at the same time. And I'm not sure if it works, but I will give this a go and see if it works. And if it works fine, I might add another platform for my next live stream and continue from there. So let's see. I can see that it shows in my dashboard that the streams is supposed to be up on Twitch as well. But I don't seem to get any notification that it is actually working. So welcome for all those people who are entering this live show. Can anyone test on Twitch if it works over there as well? I see Paul from on my it says that you are on the YouTube live stream. Could you go to Twitch and see if my stream is actually up on my channel there as well? Because I don't see if it works from here. Let's see. I'm going to send out a notification on my Facebook group as well. So if you are not yet a member of my Facebook group, you should search on Facebook for Music Makers Group. Going live. Let's see. Going live on YouTube now. Let's see. I'm just trying to get people to join the live stream. So these streams will probably be some kind of messy because in the beginning, because is a brand new setup I'm using to be able to stream. It's really complicated because I want to stream from my DAW and from my microphone using my analog mixing console into Wirecast, which is a professional broadcasting software, and then syndicate it using another service called Joycaster to many different live streaming platforms. Let's see. And I'm checking the dashboard now. Oh yeah, I am on Twitch as well. Let's see if we get any viewers on there. I'm supposing that YouTube will be my main platform, and then I will test which other platforms will give me the most viewers, because I'm only allowed to use, I think, 3 different platforms with this service, unless I pay lots of money, which I don't want to, obviously. So, let's see if we got that notification out. Yeah. All right. Let's begin the show then. This show episode topic will be to create a DAW template, and I'm using Logic Pro X, but I'm going to explain my thought process so you can implement the same ideas into the DAW you use when you make music, and hopefully get some ideas on from watching me setting up a DAW template from scratch. So let's go over to my desktop, and I'm set up here with a brand new empty project. I just have this piano loaded up. Oh, I want to have my notes from my phone because I wrote some notes for how I am going to set up this brand new template. Let's see, where do I have it? There, create a DAW template. Alright, so the first thing is to come up with how I want to group my tracks, my music, my full tracks, that is. So some people are using like guitars as one group, rhythm guitars, perhaps, and sort their tracks by instruments or sounds. Like the string section is one group, the brass section is one group. But I don't really want to have that many groups, because I want to have like a very clear and straight overview of my projects when I work. So I just go back to the question, what music really is made up from. So in essence, to me at least, music is only 3 things. It's rhythm, it's harmony, and it's melody. So I could choose to use only those 3 groups, but I want to divide it slightly further. So the group tracks I'm going to create are 1, percussion, which is all drums and percussion instruments. 2, I call drive, which is basically rhythm, but rhythm with pitch. So ostinatos and pulse synthesizers and so on. The 3rd one is bass, which is all bass instruments, because it will make it much easier to mix the music, because the bass frequencies are the most difficult to like tame in your mix. So I want them on a separate group track. And then here's an interesting thing which I have come up with, and perhaps you can get some idea from this, because you often talk about the lead vocal and the background vocals and so on. So I'm gonna take that concept for all my sub-tracks in my project and divide the instruments into either back or front. So front are basically the lead instruments, the ones I want people to hear in the mix. And back is the comping instruments, the harmonies and effects and the sounds that are only supporting the front instruments. So let's get right into it. We start from scratch. I'm just going to make sure that we are still on, and we are. If I have any viewers on watching me from Twitch, can you please try to send a chat message so I will see if I can see it in my dashboard here, because I'm using a special service that is supposed to pull all the chats into one single window, which I will see here on my iPad. All right, let's see. Okay, so let's start with percussion. I'm gonna create an empty track. And by the way, Logic uses another term for group tracks, which is called track stacks. So let's begin by choosing track stacks, and I want to create a summing stack because I want to treat them all in one as one group. So I can put EQ, compression, and so on the whole group. And that one I'm going to call percussion. Paul, I only see the chat coming from with the YouTube logo here, so I'm assuming that you are sending those chat messages. I haven't seen anyone from Twitch. Very strange. Let's see if I go back to the dashboard. Users. I'm not sure. I am on Twitch right now. That is really strange. So you are sending the chat messages from Twitch and they are coming up as chat messages from YouTube. Well, I can't explain that, but I'm hoping that I will sort all these things out in due time. So that's the percussion stack. Then I want to create the drive stack. So I created an empty instrument instance. Choose create track stack, summing stack, and I call it drive. And this is a minor thing that I choose to do. I write the group tracks in capital letters. And also I want to keep the names short because they will be visible on my Mackie MCU control unit. And I think you can only have like 6 characters, 6 or 8. So I don't write fully percussion here, I just write perc. Let's see. RIP stream. Did the Twitch stream die? YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience buffering. Huh. Let's see. Do the stream work still on YouTube? I have no idea what this message really is about. It says, God damn it, why? Encoder settings. Advanced settings. I'm not sure why the stream ended. Is it up now? That is strange. I thought Swedish internet was so far superior. I have 100 megabit up and down, so it shouldn't be the bandwidth issue. But it could be the service I'm using to syndicate the stream. Stream fine on YouTube. Hello Nathan, thank you for letting me know. I just got a message from this service that I use to syndicate, that is, send the stream to several platforms. And I have no idea why. If this doesn't work out, this syndication service, I will probably use only YouTube to stream to, because that is by far where I have most audience and viewers watching. So, but I like the idea of being able to stream to several platforms, because some people prefer to watch on Twitch, for example. I don't know. Should I restart the broadcast, or should I keep it going? Let me know if you get any lag or something, because I can't watch the end stream, because it will end up on the actual stream as, I don't know, a loop, basically. Yes, I do have my shitty day job still. In fact, I have 2 day jobs. One of them I don't even get paid for, because it's a startup company. So I probably work 60 hours a week or so. It's insane. But this is what I want to do, the music composing and sound design. Anyways, I'm gonna actually do this test and go on to YouTube. I'm sorry guys. If you think it's too much testing and experimenting going on, go watch something else, because this is an extremely difficult setup. It's not like the ordinary simple hold your phone and go live thing. And I don't even know where does the live stream end up. I don't see it there. Well, I go to my YouTube app. All right, it says it's live. I better turn the volume down. Okay, bye Paul. I don't know. It looks like it's up still. Well, that's live for you guys. It says that I have viewers on Twitch as well. I don't think I have the Twitch app installed on my phone, so I can't check it, but Marcus, probably. Hello to you. This is my second live stream using a very complicated professional live streaming setup, and I think it is working, but it is still lots of experimenting going on. The topic of this show is that I'm going to create a brand new DAW template. So let's continue, and I hope that you will still be able to watch the stream and hear the audio. I'm just hoping. I'm holding on to hope here. So I have created my first two group tracks which I want, which is percussion and drive. Percussion being the drums and percussion instruments, and drive being the rhythmic parts of the track that are pitched. So it could be rhythm guitar, ostinato strings, a pulse synth of some kind, and so on. Oh, Marcos, it seems fine. I hope it will continue. I got an error message, and I heard from another viewer that the stream died for a moment. So I'm just going to keep going, and if it dies without me knowing it, I will probably just sit here and talk to myself without even knowing it. Anyways, continuing with the group tracks and going back to my notes, because I have prepared some notes of what I want in my template. The next one is bass, so create track stack, summing stack, and name it bass in capital letters. The next one I'm going to create is back. So if you guys missed that, I'm creating, let's create both of these, back and another track, create track stack, and that one I call front. So I'm hoping this will make it easier for me to mix my tracks, to have a very simple structure of my projects, basically dividing all my tracks into either the percussion group, the drive group, the bass group, the back group, and the front group. And once again, the back and front thing is, I got the idea from like popular music where you have the lead vocal and some background vocals to back up the lead vocal part. So I will put all my instruments that I want to, as like a lead instrument, sounds that I want people to really hear in the mix, in the front bus or the front group, and all other sounds that I only want to back up the lead instruments, like the chords, harmonies, special effects, atmospheres, and so on, in the back group. Let me just take a sip of my tea here. I have realized that tea is better than coffee when I stream and record videos, because it's better for the voice, because coffee really dries your vocal cords. Alright, so then I want to have let's try to zoom in this a bit. How the heck do you zoom in? Oh, I'm so used to video editing now, so I don't even remember how to zoom in. And let's get rid of the instrument view. Can I mark all? Oh, that's only one. God damn it. How do you resize all of them? Anyways, I'll do that later. I hope you can see. It looks fine on my preview window at least. So I want to have an icon for each of the groups. And let's see, this is... I don't know if every DAW have this possibility, but I like to have something that reminds me other than the text part. So for the percussion, let's go with those drums as an icon. the drive. Drive. Let's see, what should I do as the drive? Just looking through some of these icon sets. Custom icons. I have made some custom icons as well. I'll go with this waveform for now. Bass, let's see. Let's go with an amp. Looks cool. That one. Oh, that one. The black one. Always the black one. Let's see. The back. Back and front. Let's do these avatars of a lead singer and choir as the back. Now we have the main group tracks down, and I also have this piano at the top, and I hope you can hear when I play it as well. But basically that's for another group track that I want to have in all my projects, which I will call, let's see, create track stack. I will call, let's go with ideas. So here I can put down ideas for a chord progression, create a mock-up for writing something really fast, and basically make a rough outline as I compose the music. And let's see, for that one I can go with this, let's go with this folder icon. And then I also want, because I really like structure and to have a very clear layout when I work, so I want to color these tracks as well. And I have put down some notes here as well. So for the percussion, assign track color, I put black in my notes, but apparently there's no black color to choose from. Okay, so let's start with front instead. By the way, I'm just going to check in my, yep, we're still live here. Let's go with assign color for the front, and I don't know, me personally, for lead parts I have always used yellow when I have worked in my project, so I'll go with yellow for the front. And for the back, assign track color, I'm going to choose a blue color. Let's see, should I go with a darker blue? Let's go with a sky blue or something. For the bass, this is also particular thing I have always done, is to use red as the color for the bass parts. So let's go with red, and then drive. Let's see, what did I put there? I'll go with orange. Let's see, then we have the percussion. Okay, so black was not available, and neither is gray, it's only colors. Let's see, I have yellow, blue. I don't want to go with green because that is the default color in Logic, so I don't want to use pink or magenta either, because that is reserved, I do, for all the send effects. So I think I will go with something like a pale green bluish kind of thing here. Something that doesn't draw too much attention. A little darker perhaps. Let's go with that one. And ideas, hey, I will go with the green. So under ideas I have my piano. This is one of the stock pianos in Logic. Let's see, I need the sustain pedal. So how am I going to produce or compose music with this template? Basically, I want to be able to use the ideas group track to come up with a very rough sketch, so I can for example do a chord progression and record it like. And when I have recorded that, I can use that as like a sketch to copy and paste the chord progression to different instruments, for example in the back group track. Notifications, no, remind me tomorrow, always remind me tomorrow. Let's see. Can I switch in the Joycaster? And I'm not sure. Whoops. I'm going to test something here. Reconnect chat. I don't even know if that worked. So I have my group tracks done now. Let's do the sends, because it to have reverbs and delays, or you don't need, but I'd like to have them already set up. So let's go to the mixer and let's see if I can get this up here. Oh, Marco's still here. It still works. I'm a bit surprised because things don't usually work when you first test them. Let's see. I want to create send effects, so let's go to the mixer and create a new. Let's see. I think I have set up something already. Okay, so still working fine. Glad to hear it, Marcos. Logic have already created 2 different reverbs for me here. I guess because I chose the grand piano. But I don't really want those. Let's see, if I create an empty instrument track, put it there, delete that, yep, and those are gone. So create new auxiliary channel strip, which is basically a send channel. I'm going to call it, let's call it studio, which will be like a studio or a room reverb. And I want to assign channel strip color to this pinkish magenta color, and on that I'm going to put a reverb. I'm using the Space Designer, which is a stock reverb, convolution reverb in Logic. Going to go to small spaces, let's see, small spaces, rooms, wooden studio. I'm going to take that as a start, just to have something going. Let's test it, by the way. Ideas, let's see, can't I load something up without it creating auxiliary channels? I'm going to create all auxiliary channels first, so another one, call it, let's see, call it Hall, which is going to be a big reverb. Once again, the Space Designer, and I'm going to go with large spaces, halls. Let's see, sound stage 12 plus. I don't know, it sounds like a good preset to start. And another, I have notes for 4 different auxiliary channels. So now I'm going to create one which I will call Slap, and it sounds funny, but it's a special delay which is a really short slap echo. So I'm going to go with a delay now, a delay plugin, which is called Replica by Native Instruments. I really like this plugin. And then I'm going to go for, let's see, I don't think they had named it Slap. Let's see. Weird Room, Soft Clouds, Factory Presets. What was it called? Simplex. I don't think that is it. But let's go with that one. I can change it later. And the last send channel I'm going to call simply Echo. Make it pink, because I want to have all these different groups and channels in a specific color for a better overview. And once again, load up Replica, and now I'm going to use another preset. Let's see what we have. Classic wide. Oh, wait a minute, the last one, wide slapback. That sounds like a slap echo. Wide slapback. Yep. You see, they have it set to 90. I don't know if you can see this. 90 milliseconds, and not a fourth or an 8. And so the echo one I want as a, let's see, another preset here. Either I'm going to go with the classic ping pong delay. Yeah, I'm going to use a classic ping pong delay to start with. Alright, so shall I close? What's the color of the master, color of the stereo out? I want them as, yeah, purple, dark purple, purplish, and this kind of, I don't even know what the color is supposed to be. Okay, let's see. Next, this is a crucial part of a DAW template that most people miss, and if you don't do it, it will make it much harder to mix your tracks, to maintain the headroom and dynamic range, and it will be harder to avoid distortion and clipping. And it's because when you mix in the digital domain, not using an outboard analog mixing console, you have to have enough headroom so the audio doesn't clip anywhere in the signal path. So there's a thing called gain staging, which is to set your input gain on the channels so that you have a good enough headroom when you start out mixing. And because all of these plugins these days have a very strong and hot signal which means basically loud output, it's generally a good idea to lower the input gain on the channels by a lot. And I don't think Logic has an input gain in its mixer. I haven't used it because I have always used as the first insert effect instead. Let's close the ideas folder first. Basically a gain plugin. So let's close that, go to the ideas folder. The ideas folder is, well, that one is not important because that is not going on the output in the end. Let's start with percussion, the percussion group. Go to the audio effects, the insert effects, and as the first plugin, I'm going to use, let's see, utility, gain, stereo. It's a simple little plugin that basically I'm going to use it as the gain staging plugin and reduce the input gain of the whole group by minus 18 decibel, because that will leave me a lot of headroom to add compression, do EQ, add saturation and other plugins further down the signal chain. So the first part of the signal chain on each bus or group track, I'm going to lower by 18 decibel. And this might sound strange, but if you search for gain staging on YouTube, you can learn more about it. So that I'm going to do. Let's see, Alt, hold down Alt and drag to copy the plugin, and then I get it on the drive channel with the same setting. So this is a little tip for you if you use Logic when you compose and produce your music. I'm just copying this. By the way, I'm going to test a thing that I haven't tested before. If I take this away, if I drag, if I hold down. Hello Chuck, welcome to the stream. I have been going for quite some time now, but the topic today is to make a DAW template from scratch, and as you know, I'm using Logic Pro X. You will be able to watch the replay to get more inside information on my process, what I choose to do for my DAW template. But when I have finished this, I'm going to explain it, the full process and my thoughts around why I have chosen this particular path. But I'm going to test the thing now, which is to hold down Alt, left click the mouse. Damn it, I missed it. If I drag it over here, that doesn't work. I want to see if I can get it to copy it to multiple channels. If I hold down Alt Shift. Nope. There are so many shortcuts to test. Alt and Control. No. Alt and Command. No. Okay. My bad. I thought you were able to copy insert effects to multiple channels at the same time. Well, thank you, Chuck, for being here. Chuck is a very valued member in a Facebook group that I started a couple of months ago, which is basically a group for music makers, advanced to professional music makers who wants to take their music career and skills further. So if you are not yet a member, please go to Facebook and search for Music Makers Group and join, because it's free and we have lots of interesting and very valuable discussions going on there. Also, let's see. I'm going to check the chat because you guys really are amazing. Yeah, Marcus, yeah, a good template in your DAW is extremely good to have. Some people have a template for every different style of music they create. I have thought about that, but I really want to have a template that gets the essence of my music production workflow down, because I find that it is better to, it's like a mix to, instead of starting with a total blank slate, which is an empty project, and the other side is to start with a template that is very customized to a specific style of music. I want to have a grand master template, so to speak, which is usable for me in creating any style of music. So that's why I choose to have these essential group tracks instead of like writing string section and rhythm guitars and so on. I just divide the group tracks into the different kinds of, like, the parts that make up music, to me, at least, to me. So to me it is, music is rhythm, harmony and melody, nothing more. But I am a bit more like granular, is that the word? Because I divide rhythm into two parts, basically percussion, and which is drums and percussion and non-pitched instruments, that rhythm instruments, and drive, which is the rhythm instruments and sounds that are pitched, like rhythm and comp guitars, arpeggios, ostinato strings, pulsing synth lines, and so on. And then I have the bass as a specific group as well, because bass is so difficult to mix and tame the frequencies in your mix, because it just takes up the whole low end and creates a mess if you have it all over the place. So I want to have all tracks with lots of bass in a specific group called bass. And then I have two more groups which I call back and front. Front being the lead parts of the music, basically lead vocals, lead guitars, anything that is supposed to be heard and be the center piece of the music. And the back group is where I will put all the back instruments, the backing instruments, the comping, the harmonies, the chord progression, sound effects, atmospheres, and so on. All right, Nathan. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope to see you in another stream soon. And good luck with whatever you were saying you were going to do, if you were. Anyways, I, again, as last time, I apologize for not having this is basically all a test still. This is my second stream ever of my super complicated live streaming setup, so I'm still messing around and basically hoping that it works. It seems to be working on YouTube. If we have any viewers from Twitch, because this time, this is my second stream, I'm also streaming to Twitch at the same time. So if we have any viewer from Twitch, write in the chat and saying that you are on Twitch, so I know that it is working there as well. Alright, so I have the basic grouping of my tracks made in my template. The percussion, drive, bass, back and front, as well as my ideas track, which is, or folder, which is where I will put the rough sketch as I compose. I have then colored all parts, all groups, because I don't know, I have always been like that since school. I want to have things very organized and structured, so I can immediately see where I am and what I'm working on. Then let's see, I have created 4. Let's see, I have the notes here. 4 send effects, 2 reverbs, 1 studio, which I call studio, like a studio room reverb, 1 hall reverb, which I chose kind of medium hall setting, and then 2 delay effects. One is a slap delay, which is, I find that is very useful to have if you want to add some space and 3D sense of a sound or instrument without mudding up your mix. And the 4th one is a ordinary echo. Let's see, I chose a classic ping pong delay in a straight 4th. So then I used a process called gain staging, which is to set the input gains so that you have enough headroom as you add other effects as compression, EQ and saturation to the individual group tracks. And I learned this from Recording Revolution, I think. Check out that YouTube channel. I think his name is Graham from Recording Revolution. He has many tutorials on mixing, and he talked about gain staging as being a very important part of mixing, especially in the digital domain. I don't remember what value he chose to go with, but I go with minus 18 decibel as the input gain for all these groups, which means that I will get a lot of headroom. In fact, let's take that to the ideas folder where I have I don't have any track here yet. Let's put a piano, a simple stock piano from Logic. So now I play the piano, and if I remove the gain staging plugin, it's 18 decibel higher. But as you can see, if I play, let me play a bit louder, so I will smash the keys here. Let's see, my T is in the way. I don't know if you can see this, but it's peaking around minus 2 decibels. And if you know anything about dynamic range and headroom, minus 2 decibels in the digital domain is extremely dangerous. If I happen to play slightly louder or adding a compressor, boosting the bass frequencies with an EQ or anything at all, I will clip that track so fast. And I am a fan of high fidelity and dynamic range. I hate digital distortion and clipping. So by using a gain staging plugin like this, so before, and when I put it on with minus 18 decibel, obviously the audio is 18 decibel lower. So I can see that the individual track is still peaking at that high volume, but on the group track it's now minus 20 decibel. So the difference is that I will put the compressor, saturation and other things on the group channel, and I will have headroom to work with without like accidentally clipping the signal. As I have understood, the individual tracks, if I clip this track, in fact, before it goes to the group track, since I work in such a high bit rate, it is not actually clipping at the output like it will. I'm not sure about this. If anyone knows, let me know, because I think it is safe to only use gain staging on the group tracks. But I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, I will have to use it on all tracks, including the individual tracks that are part of the group. Let's see, how can I see the stream? How far have I been streaming? I don't see any time meter or anything. But let's see. What else? That was as far as my notes were, because I haven't actually thought what else to add in my DAW template other than the basic group tracks, coloring icons for the groups, all groups, to make it even more clear, adding all send effects, which is 4 send effects, and added gain staging. What do you guys usually want to have in every piece of music that you create in your DAW? Perhaps I can get some ideas from you. One thing I could do, which can be a good thing, is to obviously a template will never be perfect, so I will probably continue to work on this template and continue to make it evolve, perhaps remove things, perhaps add things as time goes on. But I want to have a good enough start so that I will be able to like jump right in there and start making music, instead of setting all these things up and then the inspiration is gone. Let's see. Okay, so I will in fact add a couple of tracks into the groups. So what do I want in my ideas folder? I have found that piano. Let's see. I want to. Should I turn off the gain staging? Let's turn off the gain staging on the ideas folder for now. A piano is a great instrument to compose with. Get your chord progressions down, and well, basically all you need is a piano to create the mock-up. Hey Vitor, welcome. I'm actually, I don't know how long I will continue, but I'm working with my DAW template, and you can watch the replay to see what my process is. And by the way, I will make a post in the Facebook group that you are a part of, a very valuable and very positive and friendly member of our Music Makers group on Facebook. And we can continue the discussion on how you can set up a master template for in your DAW, because that's what I'm trying to do. Instead of having a template for pop music and one for orchestral music and one for rock music, I want to have like the essence of my workflow, so I can jump in and create whatever I want in this template. So in my ideas group track, my ideas folder, I always want to start with the piano. But what else? Let's see. Perhaps I want to have something for the lead, or perhaps I even want to have an audio track. Yeah, I think so. Let's go with an audio track. Turn it out. Well, it could be that color, doesn't really matter, but I want it inside the ideas folder like that, and let's call it melody ideas or something, because that way I could either connect my guitar, and I'm not a good guitar player, but I perhaps could get some ideas down, or even what's even better for getting your ideas down is actually humming your melodies into your sequencer and use them as like your sketch, basically. So that one will go in the ideas folder. Let's see, I still want to have all of them. I want it to have the same color as Vitor, do you use Logic Pro X or any other DAW? I don't remember which one you were using. Because I really want to have the colors of all tracks depending on what type of track it is. And I want to know if I can get the color of the sub-tracks of a track stack or group to be... Oh, you use Cubase. Because I want to... I have colored my group tracks like this. The ideas folder is green, percussion is this dark blue, and so on. But when I add a track in the group, it becomes a default color. I want it to be the same color as the group, if that is possible. Let's see. Assign track color is there. I am not sure if I can get that this track inherits the color from the group. That would be great if that worked. Track header components. Okay, I have to look that up later. So for ideas, I think that is fine. For the percussion, well, let's see. I want to create a real percussion template. I think that will be a separate live stream, because that is the percussion parts are really important, and I want to have a good template for that. So let's continue with the drive. So if you are on my Music Makers group on Facebook, you know that my favorite instrument plugin of them all is Omnisphere. I use Omnisphere as a sound design tool, well, most of the time basically, because I have used it since it came out in 2008, and this is the latest version. Let's see. So now we have Omnisphere set up. You know what? I'm going to get rid of the gain staging when I stream, because you guys won't be able to hear anything. So this is just an ugly initial sound, but I just want to have it loaded up and sent already routed. So I send all these multiple outputs to or patches into multiple outputs. I don't know if you can see it, but you can send channel 1 to output A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H. That's 8 parts that I can use as from Omnisphere as outputs into this group, which is the drive. For the bass, I have already created, if you have seen my YouTube video for creating a master bass template, and surprise surprise, I'm using Omnisphere there as well. Let's see, that is actually a stereo, because I sum it up into one. Load up my, let's see, user presets, Peak 11, master bass. Alright, that is my master template. Let's go out. It's made up of 3 different patches. One sub bass, one electric bass guitar, and a synth for the top end. So let's call that bass line. And I want to have, let's go with a bass guitar like that. This one I definitely want to assign as the red color that I have for all my basses. And let's see, the drive. This one I will go with my custom icon, which I actually uploaded to Logic, which is the Omnisphere picture. I will call it Omni 1 for now because I only have one. But basically I could use this as a template to create, use the arpeggiator to create like a pulse. So let's get rid of this default sound because it sounds so bad, and load up like a polysynth. I'm just gonna go with whatever. Let's go with that one, and then let's put on the arpeggiator. And I'm actually going to reduce the level a bit on all these channels because Omnisphere has a really loud output. Let's go with minus, can I mark them all? No, I can't. Minus 6 decibels or so on all these individual presets. Like that. Turn on the arpeggiator again. Where did it go? There. So, I didn't program that at all, it's just a default arpeggiator preset. Turn it off. But that's, I want to have that loaded already in my template. Let's go with it. No, that's wrong. That is wrong. I want to have them all like this color. So the drive, the bass, the back, the front, the percussion. What else? What else? In fact, I'm going to show you how to save your template. It's really easy. You just go to File, Save as Template, and I'm going to overwrite my old Grandmaster template. Grandmaster template, it sounds so epic. Save, replace. So that is now my only template that I want to use, and it will probably take a while before I'm completely done with it, and probably never will be completely done, but you know what I mean. All right, let's see. Did you only use Cubase, by the way, Vitor? I used Cubase for, I think, 7 or 8 years. I've used a lot of DAWs, but when I tested Logic Pro X for 1 week, it simply, well, it worked the way my workflow works. So after so many years of doing music in many DAWs, I got stuck on Logic Pro X, which suits me. I didn't test Ableton Live. That one could probably work for me as well. So, oh, you have changed for Cubase. What did you use before? Let's see. Shall I in fact create a couple of... oh, you have used Logic, okay. Yeah, they are both very professional pieces of music making software. But basically, whatever tool or software you use, or you choose to use, test a couple of different and see which one suits your workflow, because when you get, it's just a feeling when you get the one you really like to work with. Yeah, nice, Vitor. By the way, Vitor, what are you usually using in your DAW templates? I'm feeling that I'm missing something important, but I don't know what. I'm debating if I'm going to in fact put a lot of preloaded instrument plugins already. I probably want to do that. So now I only have one for the drive, which is Omnisphere, one for the bass group, which is a bass line, which I created also in Omnisphere. And after that, shall I put something? Shall I put some instruments preloaded in the back and front? I probably want to do that, but I don't really know what. You know what? I think it's a great thing to just load up an empty instance or several empty instances of Contact 5. Yes, I do actually think that. So let's add a multi-output 16 stereo. Oh, some lagging here. The CPU is running hot from the complicated streaming setup I use. Yep, I'm loading Contact. So I'm just going to write Contact here. Contact on this as well. Basically, if you make music today, you know that Contact is almost obligatory to use, because all major sample libraries are in the Contact format. And at the end, you would create a group and call it group all. I don't really know what you mean by that. Do you mean for... I already have a stereo out, which is basically a group for all tracks, if that is what you mean. Because I might have some yeah, at the end. Yeah, basically you already have that in Logic as the stereo out bus before it goes on the master. This is where all individual groups end up on the stereo out group. You could check your template and give me some ideas here, Vitor, or anyone else for that matter, especially if you're using Logic. Let's see. So the Contact, because I have made templates in the past, and I have loaded all kinds of sample libraries into the template. I don't really want to do that anymore. This template I want to be on the cleaner side. So, because let's say I load up lots of string libraries and orchestral libraries that takes a lot of RAM, and I don't really use those in the current track I'm working on. I just have to start by deleting all those instances in Contact. So I rather create the or add the sample libraries when I start producing the track. I think that's what I'm going to do. Let's see. I am debating if I'm going to use one other bus or not for effects, like effect sounds. Let me think for a while. I think I'm going to, let's see, if I have a percussive effect, I can put it in the percussion folder. And if I have an ambient atmosphere, I can put it in the back group. So no, I don't think I will add another group track. But what else? What else could I add? Should I add something? Let's see. I could add a complete control instance, which is because I use the complete control keyboard, and that could be a good way to get started. Complete control. Let's see. Multiple outputs. I don't think I have tested complete control with multiple outputs. Is that even possible in the complete control? I'm going to add something. Let's see. So let's add... This is me scrolling with my complete control keyboard. Let's add bowed strings, cello. Oh. No. And so cello solo. Let's add that. This is going to be really interesting. I don't think it will work with... No. So that's basically unnecessary to use multiple outputs. Let me redo that then. Complete control. Oh, by the way, this is the percussion group, so it shouldn't be a cello in there, but I just want to test. Group all let's see, Vitor in the chat, means that all of my music can have a certain compression and EQ, and if I would have some other music as reference, that reference will not pass in all group. Ah, okay, I see. I think I will put that on the stereo bus, which is basically, yep, if you check the mixer again, it gets cut off in the bottom from my branding, but basically this track here is the stereo out, which all other groups are sent to. So let's see, let me press on browse again and let's go for something. Let's go for some drums then. I'm just going to test. Is it loaded? Why doesn't it load up the graphic interface? I don't know where the graphic interface... Oh, there it was. I'm not sure if I'm going to actually load up instruments like that. I think it would be better to just have empty instrument tracks with no sounds loaded on them. Or perhaps I would add... I could add empty instances, empty instrument tracks, and like color them, like a darker color for the lower percussion, another color for the higher frequencies of percussion. But I think I have been going over time now, so I will actually continue working on this in my next stream, basically trying to find out what I want to do for the percussion group and my back and front group. I will save this now as my Grandmaster template and give it a thought of what I'm going to do with it next, because I want to have a good template created that I can just dive into and create tracks as I go in the future. So thanks all for stopping by, and I I'm sorry if it feels like an experiment and a lot of testing, but basically it still is. It's my second ever live stream with this super complicated setup, and I only hope that you got to watch and hear everything properly, because I'm not sure what actually went out on stream. I will have to watch the replay later on my own channel. Let's see. I even have created an outro that I'm going to switch to in the end of my streams. So especially for new viewers to get a little bit of branding going on, to promote my VIP email list, as well as the Facebook group that I have for music makers. So I'm going to try to switch to that now and see if it actually is working. Let me know in the chat if you actually see this video clip. Alright, my friends, I hope you enjoyed the live show. Subscribe to my channel for more live shows and epic video content. If you are not yet a VIP, go to my website and sign up with your email address to become a VIP right now. This will give you free access to VIP content, special bonuses, fresh updates, plus you will get notified in advance before I go live. If you make music and want to level up your music skills and career, join the Music Makers group on Facebook. This is my community for advanced to professional music makers and artists to learn about music composing, production, promotion, productivity, marketing, the music business, and much more. And as always, follow your dreams and create your epic future.